Welcome to the Spartan Stadium. I'm Marcy, one of our journalism students at Minico High School, and we're committed, dedicated, and innovative, and we are Spartan strong.
Hey everyone, it is Monday, October 24th, National Pasta Day, the beginning of Digital and Media Literacy Week. So be safe Googling your favorite pasta dish. I hope you had a great weekend and a fantastic morning so far. And thank you for joining us for today's podcast. We have an amazing show for you, and we can't wait to share with you what's going on in our school today.
This week, October 24th through the 27th, is also College Awareness Week. Seniors, tonight is FAFSA night, and for all of you sophomores and juniors, please check your email for a scavenger hunt to be completed during College Awareness Week. The first 125 to complete all missions will receive a prize.
The Harvest Dance will be held November 5th at the Shanty Bell behind the Soda Barn in Burley. Tickets will be on sale soon. The cost is $20 for a couple and $15 for a single ticket. Please buy your tickets in advance. This is a girl ass guy casual dance with a Western theme. Come in matching flannels or cowboy hats. Confessions will be sold at the dance. And remember, if you intend to bring someone who doesn't attend Minico, you must fill out the dance guest form or they will not be allowed to enter.
Juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, attention. International travelers seeking adventure. Have you ever wanted to visit Spain or experience a foreign culture? Well, we have a trip for you in June 2024. There will be a parent meeting held on October 27th at 6 p.m. in the library. If you are interested in this trip, stop by either Miss Bear's room 203 or Mrs. Sager's room 224 to get an informational flyer. Hope to see you there.
The CSI men's basketball team, who is ranked number 8 in the country, is coming to Minico High School on Tuesday, October 25th at 6 p.m. for an inter-squad scrimmage. It will be held in the main gym. There will also be a dunk contest. Follow the scrimmage. The cost is free.
Now we have some Minico CTSO news. All FCCLA students that plan on going to CSI on October 31st need to have their signed permission slips turned in today, October 24th. And now for sports and activities. Last week was districts for many of our sports, and Minico had many qualify for state. We will follow up on those students later on. Minico High School football is also the Great Basin Conference champion. Last week they played in the last regular season game against Twin Falls and won 23-7. This week they're playing at home against Valley View for our first playoff game.
For other activities this week, music has it going on. Tomorrow is the fall choir concert. Wednesday is the Fright Night band concert, and Saturday our marching band is heading to ISU for competition. Good luck to all of our Spartans. We have a special interview for you this week. Last week, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Minico's own distinguished young woman, Claire Nybar. Here's Marcine and Mallory with the story.
Good morning, Spartans. I'm Marcine.
I'm Mallory, and today we have Claire.
My name's Claire Nybar, and I'm the Distinguished Young Woman Representative of Idaho.
Okay, Claire, our first question for you is, what is Distinguished Young Woman?
Distinguished Young Woman is a program that was known as Junior Miss before, but as it's evolved, it has become Distinguished Young Woman, and it's a scholarship program for girls going to be seniors and girls that plan on going to college that need help financially.
All right, and who can compete in this competition?
It's any junior girl that wants to or has a desire to.
Okay.
What kind of scholarships are available?
So there's a bunch of different categories in Distinguished Young Women. There's 5 categories, and you can win awards in each of them. There's a scholastic portion, an interview portion, fitness, self-expression, and a talent portion. And those are the 5 main categories, and they have different percentages of how much they count up to your score, and you can win up to as much money as your program brings in each of them. And then there's some awards on the side that are like Spirit Awards and Be Your Best Self Awards that are not part of those 5 categories, but you can also win awards in them.
All right, our next question for you is, how did you get into Distinguished Young Woman?
I've always been interested in the program just because my mom and all of her sisters did it when they were in high school. And then when I was old enough to go to the show, my mom took me. She was a host mom for some of the girls backstage. And for those of you who don't know what a host mom is, it's a person to help you backstage. So my mom would help some girls backstage. And so I was kind of involved in it from a young age. And growing up in dance, a lot of the older dancers that I looked up to, they also did it, and they were very successful in it, and I wanted to be like them, and they did Distinguished Young Women, so I decided when I was young that I was going to do it.
Wow. So when do these competitions take place?
It's different for every area. Typically, the local program takes place in the spring, April, March, somewhere in there. And from local programs, all the local winners will go to state. And state is always the first week in October. And then all the state winners from all of the states, they go to a national program, which is held the next June.
All right. Can you walk us through regionals in state for you? Like, what was your experience on that?
I was honestly really nervous. So I had won my local program in April of this year, and they sent me a bunch of emails talking about state, and it was really intimidating because we go up there and we stay at a host family's house for the whole week. And essentially you go up there and you stay with a stranger and in their house, and then there's a bunch of other girls that you stay with, but they are also strangers. So going up there, I was really nervous, but it was actually a really cool experience just because you're totally put out of your element. You're not even sleeping in your own bed, and you get to be with these girls every day, and it's just so awesome. So like my week kind of looked like it was a lot of different things. So the first 3 days we spent all day, every day in a gym, and we learned our routines and we did all of our preparation and practice there. We got there at 8:30 and we didn't leave there until 8 o'clock at night. So our whole day was spent in the gym practicing and rehearsing for the show. And then Thursday came and we went to the show facility and to the auditorium, and Thursday I had my interview, which I was super nervous for. We had done a lot of prep, but interviews are always nerve-wracking, I feel like. And so Thursday morning I had my interview, and then Thursday night we had a dress rehearsal, and then Friday morning other girls had interviews, and then we had another dress rehearsal, and then Friday night was the first preliminary show, and then Saturday morning we had the second preliminary show, and then we got a break and we were able to see our families for the first time of the week. That was really fun and exciting, and see all my friends that's like come to support me. And then Saturday night was the final show, and so all the girls that did it, they come out and they do like an opening number, and then they announce the top 10, and then the top 10 do everything again. They do their fitness, their self-expression, and their talent again, and from there they choose a winner.
So can you tell us how it feels being the representative of Idaho?
It's crazy. I feel like it's still unreal to me. At first it was very overwhelming just because I had a super long week. I was seeing my Power School notifications, my grades were dropping because I'd missed a whole week of school. And then kind of after the overwhelming feeling had gone away, I realized what an amazing opportunity this is, and how cool it is, and how much I can make a difference if I choose to.
Mm-hmm. How are you going to prepare for nationals?
I have a lot of awesome people that are going to help me for nationals. Darity is the chairman over at the state level, and she's going to help set up some mock interviews for me to be prepared for the interview portion. As far as the scholastic portion goes, Miss Cotman, she's been really awesome to help me prepare all of my transcripts and stuff. And my talent, that portion of the competition, I will probably just keep practicing my dance, keep up with my technique classes, and I'll probably really start drilling that probably 3 months before I leave, just so it is really fine-tuned. As far as fitness and self-expression, just keeping in shape, eating good, doing some push-ups. That's always the hardest part for me. And then self-expression, just being able to think on my feet and answer questions.
Are you nervous about it to compete?
Yeah, I am nervous, honestly, just because I'm going to be living at a host family's house in Alabama, and I'm going to be staying there for 2 weeks this time. And it's just really intimidating and nerve-wracking to stay in someone else's house that you don't even know and be there for a long time. So I'm nervous about that.
All right, so before you go, can you share with us a woman you look up to?
Someone I've always admired is my mother, obviously, but a historical person that I've always looked up to is Amelia Earhart. I did a speech on her last year, and I just really came to know a lot about her through research. And one of my favorite things that I found about her was a quote that she said, and she states, "The hardest decision one can ever make is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity." And I love that, because the decisions we make today, that's the hardest part, is the decision, and then the rest is just sticking to it and keeping our word, and that's what we need to focus on.
That was really good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast, and I hope all of you Spartans have a good week.
Thank you.
That's all for today, Spartan family. Hopefully we started your week off right, and remember, you can catch this podcast on almost all major podcast apps and on YouTube by looking up Spartan Stadium under Minico News. Until next time, thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for your support. Let's have a great school year, and remember, every day counts. Be Spartan strong.